Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. We are Morning Mimosas. My name is Holly,
And I'm Globe.
and we'd like to welcome you guys to today's show. And remember, we put value in criminal justice, promoting healing and education for our Black community. Y'all, we have a special treat today. I am so looking forward to our guest today, right, Kay? Like she's
Yes.
amazing, and I absolutely love people who do life coaching. Like some people think that it's not necessary, not needed, but we're here to tell you guys that it is definitely needed. And this lady is amazing, beautiful, powerful. Let's welcome Coach Hall to Morning Mimosas, y'all.
Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
good morning. Glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. It's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful day to have a conversation.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Coach Hall, can you go ahead and start off by telling the Morning Mimosa viewers and your viewers as well about yourself?
Well, I am Coach J. I am a mother. I am a woman. I'm a certified life coach. I am an author. I am a public speaker, and I'm excited because I finally found the platform that I was purposed for. And I am purpose for the woman who initially when I first started, I was just like, I'm for the woman who just don't know what her identity is, for the woman who is trying to find that place of confidence, trying to find that place of purpose, who is always tapped into the title that she bear, because us as women are so strong. So, I'm just like, I know this place. I was the spouse, I was the mom, I was the server, I was all of this. And then if somebody asked me, hey, Jamesia, how are you? And I'm just like, the kids are great.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
They're
sounds right.
awesome. And I went and I did this for the church the other day, and I'm just and nowhere did I answer the question about how I truly was. Um, and
Mm.
I went through depression, and I went through the things, and so now here I go, and I can articulate exactly how I feel in the moment when I feel it, bold enough to know that I need to share it when I feel it. And I'm excited to share that with other women to get her to that place, to tap into that superpower that she already has, but to identify the power that she has.
I absolutely love that. Kay, do you have any questions for her?
Yes. So you say that is like your primary focus are helping a woman that need to tap into their primary focus and their primary identity. Um, how how do you find your clients, or how do your clients come to you typically? Like, what is something that typically helps them identify that, oh, I'm lost in the sauce of everyone else?
Yeah. So my clients are first she has to be a woman. Someone asked me, it was like, well, there's men out there who need what you got. And I said, I ain't purpose for them. They're gonna have to find their person. I'm for the woman, and I identify that because the brand that I go with is a woman's experience. So
Hmm.
I can tap into the experiences of a woman and know what I have conquered myself and, mastered it in a way where I am totally at peace, unapologetically. And I want to be able to share that with other women. So if she is a woman, I can help her. If she needs um, assistance with finding her identity, finding her confidence, tapping into that self care, self love place, being able to vocalize the things that she says to herself inwardly. I can help her in that place as well. And then not only say it and constantly say it to yourself, create
Hmm.
there's women who would create that beautiful affirmation to herself, but never actually step into it and actually execute the affirmation that she had created for herself. So I'm also for that woman who say, hey, I need to do this. And so I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it then. And so I help her create that plan for execution.
Okay, okay. So, um, is this is just a weird question, but is there a certain age range that you see is common for women that are trying to, step into their own?
Mhm. I don't see an age range. I think um, from the young adult,
Hmm.
because I work with young teens too. From the young
Okay.
adult to the teen to the, you can have a woman who is in her middle age 40s, 50s, 60s who still need to identify who she truly is, who may think it's too late and it's not. So initially I thought, yeah, my focus is women in her, 20s to, maybe um maybe 40s, mid 40s, 50s. But as I've realized, no, there's no limit. There's no limit because I took it and I went deeper. If I can connect with her at this age, then
Hmm.
she may never need the in depth of what a coach can bring at this age. She may
Right.
need some accountability. She may need that push because we all get in that place where we get stagnant and we need some motivation. But she won't know. She won't need to know who the heck she really is. She
Right.
already know. She just need a little boost sometimes. So no, there's no age limit.
I love hearing that, that you're coaching young women when they're young, because that does really set a great platform to have em- empowered, purposeful women who are creating families and going into businesses with that foundation already. So that's
Yeah.
really, really beautiful. I think that's the first time I've heard of a life coach actually um, doing that, working with teens. So that's amazing. I have to applaud you for that.
You, you take
So
patience,
what
but I do it.
what I was gonna ask is what made you interested in becoming a life coach specifically for women?
Well, I always have been a server. I've always had that server's heart. And once I realized that there's a platform out here that I can solely do because I truly know this is my purpose. And once I realized that it was a platform that I can, utilize and create a voice for women, then that's when I knew that, hey, this is where I need to be. I grew up as a child saying, I want to have a daycare. I'm going to always have a daycare. So I worked in childcare. And I established having a childcare. But then once I got in, I was like, nah. I had a dream. Childcare was going to look like this for me, but I just didn't. So I now know that this is my true purpose. This is what I will do for the rest of my life.
I love it.
Did I answer your question, Holly?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Man, but no, seriously, we need more people like you in our community because I think something that Kay just said earlier to instill values in these girls really really young is a great thing so they don't become you know the stereotypical women that we see. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I absolutely do. Because, I mean, just me growing up, if there was something that I felt off or there's something where I got stuck, my parents, grandparents would have just said, "Girl, they ain't nothing wrong with you. Go lay down somewhere." Or whatever, whatever. They don't understand the fact that mental health is real, and just because I didn't know how to articulate what I was feeling didn't mean that there wasn't something going on with me.
Right.
So the question would be asked when I was younger, like, hey, well, what's wrong with you? I don't know. And the fact that I didn't know, they ain't nothing with you. You need to go lay down somewhere, they ain't nothing wrong with you. Or, go read Bible, you know, type of thing, it was never because I was a quote unquote child or a young adult, it wasn't really acknowledged that, something could be wrong or I needed assistance or help with something. So I strive. I'm on a platform where mental health is real. And if you feel like you are off balance or something is wrong, and you don't know how to articulate your words to say it, seek help.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the bestie all the time. It's not going to be the pastor. It's not going to be
Okay.
the people that you think are supposed to understand who you truly are, who is going to give you the answer that you need. It may be that stranger,
Yep.
someone who can really tap into, because quite honestly, we all have friends, but our friends serve us in different capacities of our life. So bestie who has been bestie forever, if you are evolving to this different place and bestie has you met bestie here, bestie
Mhm.
not going to be able to give you that good wisdom. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you're going to have to seek someone else in order to get the true help that you need.
Okay.
Let's not get stuck in thinking because the familiar people think that you just need to chill, you just need to relax, you
Oh,
just need to go get a drink, or you just need to do this, that's going to be the answer. You need to really seek the help that you need. I am not a therapist, and I tell everybody, I tell all my clients, there's a difference between a life coach and there's a difference between a life coach and a therapist. I
yep.
tell my clients, there's places that they're stuck. If they're stuck, go to a therapist. I will refer you to a therapist. But there's places that I can help you, and if I can motivate you, and if I can get you moving forward, that is my purpose. That is my purpose, to empower, give you accountability, help you create the plan that you need to do, and then help you move forward. So we need to, as a culture, stop thinking that help is not needed when it's needed, and
Uh,
think that we shouldn't tap into the help because the help is there.
Lord, I just feel like I just got the Holy Spirit moving through me. Okay, no, it's because it's this is all true. Like this is the same things that me and Kay talk about too. Like we've been doing the same thing all these years, and it's not working. So it's time to change the narrative. So I was just okay. I'm gonna let you take this
And it's
away.
not
I
going to
feel the
feel
spirit real
comfortable,
quick. I need to
and it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to
no.
always
That
feel good.
that's the biggest part is people
Yeah,
um they are comfortable. There is a kind of comfort because there's a familiarity with the things holding us back. We're familiar with that surrounding, even
yeah,
though it may not be good for us, it may be toxic and crippling us, we still feel comfortable. So
yep,
when they're like, oh, these are all these resources that can take you somewhere great, we still see it as someplace new and something
yeah,
different. And that's intimidating for a lot of people. I know in our mental health podcast, we talked about how people want to see the before and after of going to ex therapists and things like that because
Mhm.
we're just so afraid to just step in and use those resources.
yeah, yeah.
So we have a question here. I'm gonna go ahead and show it. It says, "How
Okay.
do you respond to the people that come to you and say what they're doing is not working and they're getting
Mhm.
frustrated?"
That's a good question.
Okay. So we identify the things that they're doing that currently. We identify those things. We write them down. We acknowledge them, and then we sit here and say, okay, these things are not working. Let's try something else. Let's potentially um, think of things that could help. And I'm big on not telling my clients what they need to do, other than giving them the tools to see what is possibly workable for them, and then help them come up with a plan to execute. Because it's just like a health journey. You know, somebody will say, "Oh, you should do this, and this work for me." But it is clear that everybody is different. What works for one person may not work for another. So, although I have a blueprint that I use for my clients, I still get all the information that I need from my clients just to say, okay, this is okay. Could we possibly go here? Could we possibly do that? If they're fearful to move forward, we talk about why you're fearful. What can we do to get past that point? I'm huge on affirmations. I have a book of affirmations. I have an adult coloring book for affirmation. So I am big on speaking on the thing, and then how, now we've said it, how can we move forward from it? What can we put into action to make it happen? What you, because we're not going to sit here and wait for it to magically appear. Yeah, we're going to speak it, but we have to do the work as well. So for someone who is telling me that something is not working and they're frustrated, it is definitely okay. You're frustrated. That's a feeling. So now, how can we get to a place where we're not frustrated?
Okay. I love it. Kay, you have any question? You have a next question for her? I'm still really in the spirit from the last thing she said.
So,
I need people to
Holly.
really feel that.
so you're all about. It sounds like y- you're all about action plans.
Mhm,
And just making kind of those steps, like what is going to make you feel like you have more control. Um,
mhm,
so even though you say you're not a therapist, and I believe you, it's just that I'm sure the lines get blurred when they're, because
Mhm.
they have to give you their entire scope. Like, this is what I feel is holding me back. This is everything I'm dealing with. Um, so um, you have to give them a action plan within all of those details of their lives.
mhm, mhm.
So are you able to identify when they need a therapist and may need a therapist, and do you tell them? Is that something that's typically part of your action plans as well?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Well, sometimes I've had clients who sit somewhere too long. Okay,
Hmm.
they want to, and once we're trying to create the action plan and move forward, it keeps coming up. So,
Hmm.
and that's a pain point for them that clearly they need to be to gain healing in, so that it won't be something that keeps showing up in the forefront for them. And so that's when I, refer them to a therapist because again, my lane, my vein is
Hmm.
okay. Mm-hmm. I understand. Now let's go. I'm all
Right.
like, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. And if it's something that's that deep in their hearts and in their mind, then that's when we need to tap into a therapist to help them resolve that and heal from that so that it can move forward. Now, can they still move forward even though they need to acknowledge that with their therapist? Yes. I'll maneuver around. We'll
Hmm.
find a plan to maneuver around, but that the therapist is going to handle that portion.
Okay, that's nice. That's comforting to know that even though while they're doing that inner work, there's still an action plan, and there's still movement that can be made while they solve that other part.
Hmm.
That's very encouraging.
Yeah, but as long as they communicate
Hmm.
and be open with me, that's one thing that I really um, require of my clients to be truly open with me and be committed to what they say they wanted. Otherwise, you just listen to me talk and I'm listening to you talk, and then there's no action. I'm really huge on action, and I can't hold you accountable or be your accountability partner if you not really trying to move forward for real.
That's true.
That's
That is
true.
so true.
That leads me to my next question. Um, so I listened to a podcast called Therapy for Black Girls, and
Hmm.
they have Black women professionals from like in all every realm talking. And one of the episodes I heard said that as Black women, when we get upset and when we get down about something, we get a degree or we build a business. Like, instead of like dealing with what we have going on, we get a degree or get a business. And that's not necessarily um it's not always necessarily a business that we've always wanted to tap into, or a
Hmm.
degree that we always wanted to tap into. That's just like our idea of
Mm.
leveling up, instead of dealing and processing whatever we're going through.
Gotcha.
Have you ran into that? That was the first time I heard that. I never heard that before. Um, so have you ran into that, and were you able to still push them to still achieve something that you knew would be fulfilling for them long term?
Yes, I have ran into that. Um, but that is where I coach balance.
Mm.
Because you can be great in one area and, you know, lacking and is a dark place in another. So, one of my signature programs is the blueprint for the career woman to have balance. And so she can be great in the job. She can establish a car. She can get the things, all of the things, but yet still she doesn't have peace. She isn't whole for real. She's not happy, and so she's burned out. And so my biggest thing is, you know, we tap into that place where it's balanced throughout her as a person, so that she doesn't keep focusing so much on, as long as I'm great in this area, that can be slack. No, we need to be balanced throughout, total balance. And that's another thing, far as, you know, us women, as you know, the titles, the mom, the spouse, all of the things, we could be focusing on something and then be so great in this, and this is lacking. I 100% know, I feel in my heart and believe that you can have balance across the board. Now, with that balance, you have to create the boundaries. Because if you don't have the boundaries, people can they know you more than you know yourself sometimes. So that's why it's so important for you to know who you are. Because they're going to know, if they ask you, you're going to do it. You're going to try your best to do it and be great and do it just for them because they asked. But meanwhile, you saying yourself, why did I do that? Knowing good darn well I'm tired. Why? Why did I, you beating yourself up on the inside, but outside you're being great. So it has to be that balance of, I am not going to be able to do this for you this time, unfortunately, because I just don't have, you don't even have to go all the way in that, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do it. But you being as confident as you are in yourself, knowing who you are, knowing that, wholeheartedly, if you were able, you would have been able to do it. Be confident in that. Because when you start saying the no because of the boundary, that's when the words of, she thinks she all that because, or she thinks she this, or she thinks she that, or now she's changed because she thinks she evolving and glowing and all of this other stuff. So that's where you have to be confident in knowing that in order for you, because you are the most important person, in order for you to have the balance, you have to create the boundary. And so then that is going to give you that place of being cross the board whole. So yeah, I can see where, if she is not tapped in to herself 100, where she says, okay, I'm just so, you know what? I just need to invest a little bit more in my business and it'll just be great. And then it will supplement whatever I'm struggling with, and I will be here and everything will be all right. No, ma'am. Have you took out time to maybe possibly sit in the car for 30 minutes before going in the house? Have you taken out time to read a book, or to color, or to sit there and just look at the trees, or to just look at some flowers, or to just, do something for yourself to eliminate the noise around you? If you haven't even done that, then how can you be great in the other areas? And I'm going to be honest with you. At first, when I first started my business, it was go hard, because if it ain't me, then who? That's how I was thinking. If I don't do it, then who? I'm the CEO and the employee. How it's going to get done if I don't do it? I can't wait on nobody because they don't know my vision.
Right.
So I was overexerting myself. And then once my body said, girl, sit down, and sit down right now. I was able to tap into that rest. So the things that I was trying to think the things that I was supposed to do to help my business move, once I took my rest, that's when my mind became clear. And then I was able to tap into places where I was not stressed. I was like, I should have laid down a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, I was fearful that I was missing something.
Hmm.
Or I was going to miss something. Or I was going to miss that, because me, I say I'm the plug. I'm the plug for the women. I'm the international coach, and I am the plug to help the woman understand who she truly is. I am her. I am her person. And if I ain't constantly, how will she know? If I ain't constantly trying, how will she even know that I'm here for her? You know what I'm saying? Until I
Yes.
took that rest, and I'm just like, "Oh, girl, now I got energy for you. Now I'm good."
Right.
Yeah. So I get it. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
like
I get it.
it
you
is
answered my
okay.
question. You answered the next question, and you're good.
No, I appreciate you saying that because I'm in that realm, but I'm actually starting a business that I like. So, but it's sometimes I find myself not resting because I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get this or how am I going to get that, and that's not good for me because like you have to take that time to be like, hey, you know what, just smoke that blunt or do what you got to do, read that book or just, relax for a
Whatever.
second and then things
Right.
things would come to me,
Absolutely.
but it's sometimes it's not easy to do that though, because you want it done, but you definitely do have to take that time for yourself because
But that's where it comes to with having a plan, being strategic.
Mm,
Some people think that it ain't even worth writing down your self-care time in your calendar. But it is.
okay.
Because if once you get yourself organized, once you stay with what your calendar says, you are creating this healthy habit, right? And so then now you're not sitting here bombarded with the fact of, oh, I'm missing something. Oh, I ain't got nothing planned for this day. I need to add something there. No, add my self care time. So it's definitely important to be, no matter how great you could just put it in your mind and just move with it in your mind. It's important to put it in your phone, your Google Calendar, your notes, your piece of paper, write it down with a pen, go back to the paper, however you need to do it. But it's very important to create that balance.
I completely agree. Yeah, because I don't have no balance. I have two toddlers that are 9.5 months apart, and trying to just balance those two is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It can be
yeah,
done.
but
I got six.
oh yeah, it's getting done.
I got
I don't
six
I don't
babies,
I don't let
ooh, 6.
so it can be done.
I love it. I wanted 7, so I know how that is. But I love that. Look at you though. You have 6 kids and you are successful. That's why I try to tell women who have children, like, you can still be successful even if you have children. There's Children don't stop what we do. Our children actually encourage us to be better. And I'm talking about those women that actually have that mindset, because some women.
I used to.
But
I used
me
to.
too. Me
I
too. Me
definitely
too.
did. But they learned no real quick. Nope, I'm not. And I have my moments where they just, Mom, can you? And that automatically nurturing side of us be like, yes, I got you. What you need. But, I have to be like, no, I'm not available right now. I'm doing this. But once I get done, yes, I'll be able to do that for you. And so it took a minute for them to accept that, but I had to start doing that because otherwise it will always be the mommy task.
Okay. That is
I'm
so
learning that
true.
balance. I have to. I have a 4-year-old and a soon to be 2-year-old, so I'm definitely still learning that balance.
Yeah.
Um, of there are some boundaries, but I'm just so I'm just that's what I feel like I am as a mom right now. So
Mm-hmm.
but my
Mm-hmm.
fiance is trying to help me like tap into things as the one who's commenting on here,
Mm-hmm.
to like take time for myself. But really it's everybody else telling me like there's a space for it, you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been trying to work on those affirmations. But
Mm-hmm.
this is the first time I've heard that affirmations also need like action behind them too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's common sense that they do. Like when we learned about prayer, it needs action.
Mm-hmm.
But the way people talk about affirmations, the action part is never really ever discussed. So I'm going to start doing that, putting it in my planner. How can I actively embody this affirmation today?
Yeah. If it's one affirmation a week, like you say your list of affirmations, but there's one affirmation a week that you like, okay, how can I put action to this? I'm saying it, I believe it, but it takes more than to say and to believe. You have to put the action behind it in order to accomplish it. The affirmation is basically reminding you of who you think you are, right? I deserve to be this. I deserve to have this. And you're reminding yourself daily of that is what you deserve to have. Now, let's go into the action part. How am I going to walk? It builds that confidence. It's going to keep you 10 toes down on what you believe versus what somebody, I don't think I would do that way. I would never do it that way, type thing. Woo. Well, I ain't you. Before I was like, oh, you wouldn't? Why wouldn't you do it that way? Well, what do you think I should do? Type of thing. Where now I'm just like, oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you would.
Like, oh, it could be you? Yeah, I know.
Oh, I know you wouldn't, but yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, okay. All right, be blessed.
Right? I'm like, all right. See you later, alligator. Ta-ta, crocodile. Take it back that far. But ladies, we have had an amazing conversation today. Coach Jay, do you have any final words for our Morning Mimosa viewers today?
I just want to say thank you to you guys. I'm super excited to be on any platform and share with the ladies. I appreciate you guys for creating this platform to educating, because it's always the education piece. Just letting ladies know that there is more for them on the other side of it all. No matter what it is, it's always more. It's always more. There's a special power within inside you that you tap into every single day. It's all about looking at the power differently. Right now, you just like, whoo, I made it through the day. Whoo, I did that today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. But guess what? You make it each and every day. So now you have to look at that power. It's all about the mindset of it all. You have to look at that power and say, girl, I'm going to get through this day and I'm going to be great. And you're going to be great as well. And here are my boundaries. Here who I am. This is who I am. This is my boundaries. This is my confidence. And some people would say, oh, you being mean, you being cocky, you being this. And it's no, I'm being who I am. I'm tapping in to who I really am. So I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I know I said it before. If anybody wants to connect with me, can I share? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you can. I was going to ask you that. Where can they find you, Coach?
A woman's experience.com. A woman, AWOMANS experience.com is where you can find me on any platform. I do have a podcast. I do have my clients book with me there. We have a conversation first, and then see what your needs are, and then we move into the coaching. Also, I do events. I have a big event. Where you guys located? I'm sorry.
Colorado.
We're in Colorado.
Colorado. Well, you got time to fly down here by July 22nd. Let me see, where are you, United States? Over here by July 22nd, guys. I'm in North Carolina, but I have an annual women's event that I do each year. And this year it will be July 22nd. I will have panelists. We will dance. We will do all the things. We will eat. Wow, photographer there. But the purpose of doing this annual event is for the woman to celebrate herself. Celebrate the things that the people know about. Celebrate the accomplishments she made that no one knows nothing about. But it's all about her that day. And so that is July 22nd. So you can see that on my website, awomansexperience.com. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you, Globe. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you. Globe,
Thank you.
do you have any final words for our viewers?
No, I'm just gonna grab a coach's nuggets. When you're doing those affirmations, challenge yourself to see how you can walk in them. One simple action to walk into those. It just woman, just tap into what she said. There is more for us. We are more than the titles. We are our own people. And definitely check out awomensexperience.com to see how the coach can enrich your life. That's all I got.
Okay. I love it. No, I love it. Well, as you guys know, we are Morning Mimosas. We put value in criminal justice, promoting healing and education for our Black community. You guys stay tuned.